I love the
That's
difference
the
between
saddest.
that story and Blaine saying he could like press 900 pounds back to back.
Yep.
A few months ago, before work from home and everything, I was doing some what do you call it, yard work. I was I wanted to get a big rock to put in my yard, and let me tell you, I vastly underestimated how heavy rocks are. There's a place you can go to where you can buy big rocks. They call them boulders, but I'm remiss to call them boulders because it's only like this big, maybe.
It's like a baby boulder.
What is that? 3.5 feet tall, maybe. So I go down there and I'm looking around this place and they have a bunch of rocks like this. I'm like, that's the one I want. And so I go into the office and I'm like, hey, how does this work if I want to buy one of the rocks out there? Do I like bring it to you or do I put it in my car? How does that work? And he looked at me like I was the stupidest person in the world. And I realized why, because he's like, no, we have someone with a forklift who goes and picks it up for you. They'll weigh it and then they'll load it for you. I was like, oh, okay. In my head, I was like, how much does a rock weigh? I don't know. The fucking rock weighs 600 pounds.
Dude!
And so then I was like, well, obviously I'm not going to put that in my car. I mean, I could have, but so I was like, okay, y'all deliver? He's like, yeah, it's like $20 to deliver it. I was like, oh, for a 600-pound rock? That's a steal. I was like, yeah, $20, I'll pay that. It's like, all right, we'll deliver it. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, they're going to send a guy with a forklift again. It's going to be like a whole deal. It's going to be like a team of guys who are going to pick it up and put it where I want. It's one guy who shows up and he's got like a pickup truck with a trailer and the rock is in the back. And I'm like, how are you?
Dwayne Johnson?
I'm like, how are you going to get that off of there? He's like, oh, I'm just going to roll it off into the street right here. I'm like, but I don't need it in the street. I need it over there. And it's like even much further away. He's like,
yeah.
Oh, well, you can move it. I'm like, well, no, I can't. So he unloads the rock and it's just like on the curb in front of my house. And it sat there for like a week and I kept trying different things to move it. I would like try to roll it end over end and I just couldn't do it. It was like, because I couldn't get it up on the curb. I was like, I bought this thing off of Amazon that supposedly helps you lift like appliances and stuff. But because it's like an irregular shape, it didn't work.
So you're out there with this like apparatus trying to attach it to a rock.
An exosuit.
They didn't end up helping you move it to where you needed it to go?
No, he left it there. It was there for like a week and a half, and eventually, like my brother-in-law came over, and I was like, "Listen, we got to move this rock from here, like all the way over there." And I was like, "Don't hurt yourself. You know, if it's too heavy, let me know. I'll see if we can invite more people over. We'll figure something out." But yeah, he helped me, and we moved it, and it was the dumbest, heaviest thing I've ever had to lift in my life. Rocks are fucking heavy. It wasn't that big, but it was 600 pounds.
It's also because you can't really get a grip anywhere, right? So it's not even the fact that it's like heavy, but it's awkwardly shaped.
Yeah, it was a fucking nightmare. And then it's like, and then we put it down, and then I was like, oh, thanks. But you know, that's really not how I want it. We need to move it now. So we had to like flip it over and get it.
Wait, how long ago was that?
Oh yeah, it was absolutely worth it. That was probably back in October, I think. Maybe it was in October.
This October? Or like most recent October?
Last October?
Yeah, that's almost a year ago.
How close were you to calling me? I want to know.
You were my backup plan. If it didn't work with my brother-in-law, I was going to be like, I'm going to get Blaine out here to help.